Hello again, my beautiful people. Jamaican youth in the building once again, and in this video we're talking about my New Year's resolution for the Jamaica Reggae Boyz and the JFF, yes, the Jamaica Football Federation. I want to talk about some of the things that I would like to see happen in 2024. Yes, today is the first day of a new year. One would maybe even, deduce that last year, 23, was a somewhat successful year for the Reggae Boyz. Making a deep run in the Gold Cup, and then making a deep run in the Nations League, played well in the Nations League, and in the process qualifying for the Copa America, and is also now in the running to win the Nations League, or to have a shot at winning the Nations League in March 2024. March this year. And so one would look at that and say, that was a relatively successful year for the Reggae Boyz. Also moving up the rankings too. I think they were in the 60s at the beginning of the year, and now we are 55 in the world. So some progress have been made. Kudos to the Reggae Boyz. Kudos to the coaching staff. And may I give the credit to the JFF as well. Kudos to the JFF for those accomplishments. So that is what we want to talk about. But before we get into it, I want to ask you to do the usual. If you could hit the like button, it helps to send the video out to more eyes. And if you haven't done so as yet, please hit the subscribe button. Your subscription helps to make this channel grow, and we're trying to grow the channel over here. So without further ado, let's get into it. My New Year's resolution for the Reggae Boyz and for the Jamaica Football Federation. So I'm going to give some pointers. I'm going to start with the Reggae Boyz first. What would I want to see this year for the Reggae Boyz? Well, my number one thing is I would like to see the midfield issue solved. We still have this issue where we're not sure who we want to put in the midfield. We have been trying Joel Latibot there, Kevin Lambert, Daniel Johnson, Karai Anderson, Casey Palmer, and recently Damian Lowe. We haven't really settled on someone as yet. And the truth of the matter is, it's that we haven't really settled on an attacking midfielder. That's what it is. The coach doesn't seem to have 100% faith in Daniel Johnson, even though I think he does a fairly decent job. That's my opinion. But I still think the coach wants a more solid midfielder, somewhat attacking midfielder, someone like a Ravel Morrison. It's just so sad that Ravel Morrison isn't playing at a club right now, because a fit, informed Ravel Morrison would make this current team significantly better. Can you imagine having Ravel in the middle, Liam Bailey on the right, and Damari Gray on the left? It's you know what I mean, and then a good solid defensive midfielder. I think that needs to be solved. I really don't know. People are throwing Mason Greenwood out there. People are throwing Morgan Gibbs White out there. We don't know. I mean, we have to see who comes. When Casey Palmer came, he wasn't bad, but he got injured, and then it's the age-old adage, or the same old story with Casey Palmer. Unfortunately, that's what kept him out of the team the first time around, because this second time around, Casey Palmer in the team is not new. It's just that the first time when he came into the team, he couldn't stay in the team because he got injured, and now he's injured again, and we can't see him. So, either we have Karai Anderson, any other midfielders that we have, Karai Anderson, Daniel Johnson. I'm hoping to see even Omari Hutchinson. Why is he not playing for Jamaica? Is he harboring more thoughts of playing for England, or is it that the last game that he played for Jamaica against Trinidad, if you remember, he had an excellent first game, and in the second game, the crowd almost wanted to tell the coach to take him off the field. The crowd flipped on him, and I don't know how he dealt with that situation, but we haven't seen back Omari Hutchinson since then, and that's sad. But he, I think, would help. I mean, he's playing for Ipswich right now, and Ipswich, even though they just got promoted from League One from last year, they were in League One last year, They got promoted this year. And now I think they're top 2 in the championship. So they're right on the cusp. If their season goes on the trajectory that it's on right now, they will be in the Premier League next season. So, but it is what it is. Hopefully, Omari Hutchinson will make a choice soon and come and play for Jamaica, because he, I think, could help to solve that midfield issue. Okay, so that's my first point. My second thing I would like to see for the Reggae Boyz is for us to get below 50 in the FIFA rankings. We need that to happen. I need that to happen because we have a bunch of players that could get contracts in England that I think needs to play in England, that could play in England, that, I almost want to say deserve to play in England. I mean, none of us deserve anything in this life, but, those players like Damian Lowe and Andre Blake, I would love to see those guys in England, whether it's in the championship or in the Premier League. I think those guys are at the quality level to do so. And if we get below 50 in the rankings, it will make it easier for a team to look at those players and say, okay, since I don't have to pay a lot of money to get him here, I will take, especially if they go to, let's say the season finish out, and between, the beginning of this year to the summer when Jamaica participates in the Copa, Jamaica gets to below 50, and in the process of them playing in the Copa, they do well, and those players are a part of the reason why they do well, then that will help them get into England, and I would love to see that. I would really, really love to see that. So that's my second thing. I would love to see Jamaica get to below 50 in the FIFA rankings. My third thing, and this is an ambitious one, I would want to see Jamaica win the Nations League. Yes, I said it. We are in the Nations League quarterfinals semifinals right now, and we have 2 games. Win, lose, or draw. We're going to play 2 games. We're either going to play in the final, we're going to play the semifinal and the final, or the semifinal and the third place playoff. I want to play the final, the semifinal and the final. That's what I want to be. No, it's going to be a tough task because we're playing against USA in the US. That's essentially a home game for them, and the US, they play at their best when they're at home. They don't really play very well away from home, but they play well at home, which is, I kind of want to question. It seems like almost every major competition in CONCACAF is held in the United States, whether it be the Gold Cup or the final round of the Nations League. It is played in the United States, and I wonder how teams feel about that, because doesn't that give an unfair advantage to the United States? And in addition to that, when the US soar to the top of the rankings, is it really because they're better than the other teams in CONCACAF, or is it because they play well at home, they have a home crowd advantage, and because of that they do well at home, and as a result, that's, I know we kind of all assume that the US is the best team in the region, but if you really think about it, most of the important competitions that are played in CONCACAF are played in the United States. Now, if that was shared amongst the teams in CONCACAF, like you see in Europe, and I know there's the issue of gate receipts and how many people would come to the game if it's held in Mexico versus held in the United States and so on and so forth. I know that that's a factor, right? But if you look at in Europe, where the Euros are kept in different countries every year, right? Or every time they have that competition, it doesn't give any one team an unfair advantage. You look at the Gold Cup is held in the United States every single competition. And it begs the question, if it was held in different countries in different years, would you have the same type of dominance of the US and Mexico as we have seen? Would that dominance be the same? I don't know, because we haven't seen it as yet. But anyway, I went off on a tangent. I would like to see Jamaica win the Nations League, and that would mean that they would have to play the United States and beat them at home in the United States, and then move on to the final and beat either Mexico or Panama. So it's not going to be easy, But guess what? We are here. We're here in the semifinals. We had to do what we did to get here. We had to beat Canada in Canada. That was a massive win. So, we got ourselves here. Might as well we just go all the way and win it. I would like to see it. If we win, it would be our first CONCACAF trophy. And the truth of the matter, the opportunity is there. And the US is not unbeatable. It's not like, it's impossible to beat them. It's going to be hard, but it's not impossible. So, that's my third resolution for the Reggae Boyz. My fourth resolution is I would like us to make a deep run in the Copa America. So as we all know, we qualified for the Copa America. The Copa America is happening in the United States in the summer, and the group that we're in involves Jamaica, Venezuela, Ecuador, and Mexico. Various analysis have looked and said, well, it's the most even group in the Copa America because anybody can beat anybody. No one team is significantly stronger than the other. No, Mexico is the highest ranked team by FIFA rankings. But trust me, any of those teams can beat Mexico on a given day. Venezuela can beat Mexico, Ecuador can beat Mexico, Jamaica can beat Mexico. Each team can beat each team on any given day. It just depends on who comes with their A game and their best game on the day. And or I should say can execute their A game on the best day. Because even if you come mentally prepared for an A game, if you can't execute, then it doesn't matter. You have to be able to execute it. So I would love to see Jamaica make a deep run. A deep run for me would at minimum be getting out of the first round. Get into the knockout round. Get out of the first round. Get into the quarterfinal stage. And if you lose at that point, I would want to see even if we lose competitively. We didn't just roll over and die. You get me? So I want to see a strong performance from Jamaica in the Copa America. I know it's going to be tough because all of the CONMEBOL teams are challenging. And then we are putting the group with Mexico, which Mexico is a tough team too. Mexico can beat some of those CONMEBOL teams. So it's going to be tough, but it's high-level football that's going to be played. You're playing in the same competition with the Neymars and Messi and Di Maria and all of these players that are playing well in Europe, So that is my fourth resolution. I'd love to see Jamaica make a deep run in the Copa America. My fifth resolution is I would like to see the squad be bolstered before we even start our Nations League matches. Bear in mind, this year is going to be a significant year for Jamaica. We have World Cup qualifying coming up. We have Nations League coming up, and we have the Copa America. So it's going to be a busy year of important fixtures for Jamaica. As a matter of fact, from what I understand, there will be no FIFA window where we can play friendlies. All FIFA, we are booked out for the year. The Reggae Boyz is booked out for the year. So all FIFA windows, we are going to be playing competitive matches, whether that be World Cup qualifying matches, whether that be Nations League matches, or whether that be Copa America matches. We're booked out for the year, So we need to bolster the squad because we're going into battle, we're going into war, So we hear some of the names being thrown around, the likes of Mason Greenwood, Reese Nelson, Morgan Gibbs-White, Tyreek Mitchell. I want to add Omari Hutchinson to that because my personal view is that Omari Hutchinson is the type of midfielder that can help this national team. He is young, he is hungry, but Jamaican fans will need to kind of deal with the ball of them a little bit better though. It can't have... Let's just talk about this for a little bit, right? Look at Leon Bailey. Look how well Leon Bailey is doing in the Premier League now. And more often say a big shout out to Leon Bailey, by the way, but I'm not gonna get to that. But look how well Leon Bailey is doing in the Premier League. No, it took him a while The first season he came, he scored 1 goal, 18 games, 1 goal. Couldn't stay on the field. His body couldn't adjust to the Premier League. Second year, he did a little bit better, but there was still some frustration on him, whether it be from the fans and the coaching staff, because he just wasn't producing in the way that they thought he would have. He was coming from Leverkusen with all this fanfare and excitement, but he wasn't producing at the level that they were expecting. And then now you come to this third season, and he is flying in the Premiership. You know, the English fans love him. I literally hear English fans, Aston Villa fans, saying Leon Bailey is the best player that we have on Aston Villa right now. That's not me saying that, you know, because maybe you could look at me and say I am biased because I'm a Jamaican fan. So I just want to say Leon Bailey is the best player on Aston Villa side because I am Jamaican and I want to say the Jamaican is the best player. It's not me saying that. It's the Aston Villa fans saying that right now Leon Bailey is their best player. That's them saying that. And the evidence is there to back it up. 6 Premiership goals. I think he has something like 6 assists or 5 assists, I don't know. And he has what is it? He has 6 Premiership goals and I think 3 Europa League goals, so 9 goals in total. The last time I checked, he has 11 goal involvements in the Premier League. The guy is doing well. He's winning those big games for Aston Villa. He pretty much beat Man City. I mean, I'm saying that like in quotation. Obviously, he didn't do it by himself, but you get the point. Like, he scored the all-important goal to win for Aston Villa against Man City. So why am I bringing up Leon Bailey? The point is he struggled earlier when he started playing for Aston Villa, and now he's flying. The same thing might happen for a player like Omari Hutchinson. I personally would love to see Omari Hutchinson. I think he is one of the answers that could be for the midfield issue. Omari Hutchinson, right? But when he comes to Jamaica and play for us, we have to treat the baller better. We can't, you know what I mean, if he have a bad game, nobody boo him and tell him, say, yo, take him off of the field. I want yo, put him on the bench. Come off of the field. Because I saw Jamaican fans, you know, when they play the first game against Trinidad, the 2 friendlies against Trinidad, the first game he played excellent. And he was the next God, right? He was the next coming of God, you know, Jesus. And then the second game, the whole fan base just flipped on him. I mean, I say, we have to give the ball of them time. Sometimes it takes time. International football, it takes time. You know what I mean? Especially with CONCACAF, it's not easy. So I'm just saying, I would like to see Omari Hutchinson added to the list of players that can bolster the squad going forward. Now, the jury is out as to whether he wants to play for Jamaica or not. Some people believe that he doesn't want to. I don't know. But Omari Hutchinson, if you ever see this, me personally want to say, yo, we would have loved to have you play for Jamaica. You know what I mean? Because I feel so you can help this team win. And yeah, would have loved to see you play for Jamaica. Because you can help solve that problem there. And the ball are young too. So we have a long shelf life with him too. So, Omari Hutchinson, forward, come play for Jamaica. And then my final resolution I'd like to see for the Reggae Boyz is to make a strong start to the World Cup qualifying campaign. As you know, the World Cup qualifying campaign is starting this year. And we need to qualify. We need to qualify for the World Cup. That's the number one reason why Coach Jaime Hallgrimsson was carrying here. That's the number one assignment. Yes, we are happy to qualify for Copa because it will help in the preparation for World Cup qualification. But ultimately, qualifying for the World Cup is what we really want. And so that cannot be ignored. Even though these first games in the World Cup qualifying, I think, are going to be against weaker teams, we cannot afford to take any of those games lightly. So we need our best players, even if we're playing Bermuda. We need our best players at all times. We have to take every single World Cup qualifying game like we're playing in the Copa America. That's the mindset that we need to have. So I'm looking for a strong start to the World Cup qualifying campaign this year. So those are my resolutions for the Reggae Boyz. I'm going to get to my resolutions for the JFF, but before I do that, I want to say a big shout out to Liam Bailey. I know I was just talking about him. Liam Bailey is flying the Jamaican flag high in England, man. Like I watched the game yesterday against was it yesterday? Maybe no, it was actually Saturday when Aston Villa played against they played Burnley. You know what I mean? And Liam Bailey opened the scoring. The guy, he is brewing with confidence right now. You know what I mean? And I love it. And as we always, as Jamaican fans, we want to see our players playing well in England and bringing that form over to us in the national team. Big up to Bobby Reid as well. Bobby Reid is playing well over there in Fulham. Them beat Arsenal. I always say, never underestimate Mikel Arteta's uncanny ability to fumble the lead or to fumble the bag, if you know what I mean. You know, because they're expected to win the Premier League this year, but we shall see. But Fulham beating Arsenal, Bobby Reid was a main part of that. We love to see it because we want to see our players in form, doing the job week in, week out, so that when them come to the national team, we can see those performances as well. So big up to Liam Bailey and big up to Bobby Reid. So I'm going to move on to my second half of what I wanted to talk about, and it is my New Year's resolution for the Jamaica Football Federation. So one could argue that the JFF had a decent year, but with too much controversy. And the reason why I call it a decent year is because of the performance of the teams. You know, you see a World Cup qualification from the Reggae Girls, even though you can't really give them the credit for it, but it's still the Jamaica Football Federation that's the governing body of football in Jamaica. So it happened while this administration was in office. So you see the qualification of the Reggae Girls. We see a Gold Cup run by the Reggae Boyz that was good. You see a qualification for the Copa America. You see a qualification for the final round of the Nations League. It was a decent year. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. I know we are not all in love with this JFF, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. It's not that I necessarily love everything that they have been doing either, but this is what happened. You know what I mean? We can't ignore that happened. So I would say they have had a relatively decent year, but obviously with too much controversy. You know, the bad blood between you and the Reggae Girls, that needs to get cut out. You know what I mean? And I did a video on that. So I'm not really going to go back into that. But a decent year, but with too much controversy. But here are some of the things that I would like to see from the JFF this year. Number one is for you to be more professional. We need a professionally run organization, starting with the president of the Jamaica Football Federation. Mr. President, I don't see you anywhere. Every time I hear anybody speak on behalf of the JFF, it's either the general secretary or the chairman of the technical committee or the press officer or the coach. I almost never see the president speaking on behalf of Jamaica's football. And that bothers me because your leadership is not very present. Right? Your leadership is not very present. We need to hear from you. What are your plans going forward? We don't know anything from you. Because is it that is the general secretary running things or the chairman of the technical committee? And if they're the ones running things, what is your role in the JFF? If they're the only ones that speak, what is the role of the president in the JFF? Because I don't see him. What do you do? What are your you know what I mean, your day-to-day things that you do. I don't know. You say nothing. I would love to hear a little bit more from the president, please. But I would love to see a more professionally run organization. No more flights issues where flights aren't paid for, or baggages stuck at the airport, or this player ticket never did pay for in time, and him couldn't make it anymore, or you name a squad, but only 20 or 21 out of the 23 players that were named show up because 2 of them had flight issues, and it turned out that it's not really that they're not available, but it's because the flights weren't booked on time. Like stuff like that we need to not make that happen anymore. And don't give me the excuse to say, oh well, it's very difficult, we're handling flights for how many people, because mistakes that like these will happen. How come it not happen to US, and when I hear them thing there with the US and the English football, or even Mexico for that matter, when I hear them thing there, all of these federations do the same thing that you're doing. So we need to see more professionalism, and it also means in the way that you speak too. So like the party shop era thing, that have to go away. You can't look on a player and say, yo, you think a party shop may run right? That's not professional. You get me? You can't go and try to bully the players because you are the JFF and you see them as my worker that I employ. I am your boss and you are my worker. It's not like that, really. It's not really like that. You are paid to administer the nation's football, and the players are paid to go out on the field and score goals. You're not really their bosses, because if you're looking at it as the administration, you are not really the ones calling them to the national team. It's really the coach. So if they have a boss, it's really the coach. You might be the coach's boss, but you're not the player's boss. The player's boss is the coach, because if the coach calls a player and the player is insubordinate to the coach has that right to say, I don't want you back in this squad. And say, but I don't think that's a JFF decision to say, like when the administration said they don't want Andre Blake to come and play for Jamaica, and then Coach Halgrimson came in and recalled him and said, yes, we want him. That's not your call, JFF. That's the coach's call. So don't treat the players like they're your subordinates, because you're not their bosses. It's really the coach. So I would like to see more professionalism from the JFF where that is concerned. Talk to people professionally. It's a professional environment. Everything you do, create an atmosphere of professionalism so that we don't devolve into name calling and he said, she said, that one did not talk to the other one. That's not professional, and that doesn't serve Jamaica's football if you're in a spot with the players. So I would love to see more professional, and more professionalism mean a lot of other things. So that's my number one thing. My number two thing is, and this kind of ties in with the professionalism, is to do better marketing of the product. JFF, I would like to see you market the games. I would like to see you market better the memorabilia, the shirts, everything, caps, you know what I mean? Just market the games better, market the teams better. I see some improvements still in it, so I don't want to act like say that doesn't happen. We see JFF Live up, we see the Instagram page up, we see a website up. I'm still looking for the backdrop when you have your press conferences, because sometimes when you have a press conference in JFF, that little backdrop right there, it look crushed up and it have just the JFF logo on it. Where are your sponsors? You know what I mean? So it would be nice to see a backdrop with the JFF logo, but with your sponsors on it, and use a foam board as opposed to the thing that you drop down, because I don't know. To me, it doesn't really look that good. It's better than nothing, I will say, but your sponsors are not on it. right? And your sponsors are Adidas, Water, Flow, whosoever else. Put them on it and make it look like a professional thing. But do better marketing of the teams. Nobody not coming out to the games. Do a feasibility study. Get people out there to ask the fans, what would make you come in the stadium and pay your money? What are some of the things, if the JFF did X, it would mean I would come to the game? And maybe all of them is going to say, it's a money thing. You know what I mean? But at least you would have some idea as to why people are not coming to the games. Because we need, especially when World Cup qualifying come around, we need the stadium for the full. So be proactive, JFF, and get out there and find out what is it that is causing fans not to come to the stadium, and what is it that they can do better. I think you can market it better. You know what I mean? Like, go on national TV and push the game. Push it. You know, when you're having games in the diaspora, you need to have a marketing campaign for that. Who is the marketing director for the JFF? I don't even know the name of that person. So I would love to see more marketing of the product, whether that has to do with games, memorabilia, fan engagement, you know, a department that deals with marketing and fan engagement. Can you have that? Fan engagement. So we would love to see that, because we're not seeing the fans in the stadium. And we can't have Guatemala, who is ranked less than us, you know, filling out their stadium when their team is playing. And we have a better team than them, and we can't have a full half of the stadium. Joke thing that. So JFF, you need to do something about that. My third resolution that I would like to see for the JFF is to have more active bodies within the JFF. What do I mean by that? So, for those of you who have been following the JFF and see the recent election going on, you would have noticed that one of the things that someone tried to do is to try to legitimize bodies that were prior inactive. So, you know, whether it be beach football, or, you know, some of the other bodies that were dormant, that now they want them to be active so that they can vote. That's unacceptable. If they're not active, they shouldn't be voting, in my opinion. But if you're going to make them vote, they should be active too. And don't wait until is election time come around and all of a sudden I'm going to jump up and start acting like we have been meeting. You weren't meeting. You know what I mean? So these bodies need to be active, right? You need to be active throughout the year, and you need to have someone keeping them accountable, holding them accountable. Because there was a beach soccer tournament going on in CONCACAF in 2023, and I never saw Jamaica in it. I would never hear a peep about it. But funny enough, when the election time come around, that's the time we hear beach soccer. We need those associations, the referee association. I don't know what they do. We heard that there were two coaches association, one that was formed by Vin Blaine and one by Rudolph Speed. You know, are these are these, which one is the right one? Which coaches association is the correct one? Is one dormant and the other active, or is both dormant, or is both active? Like, what it is? What is it? So I would like to see more active bodies in the JFF, and we can hear what they're going on with, so that when election time come around, them don't just spring up out of nowhere and say, oh, really? A beach soccer or a referees association? I mean, never even know so that exists. You know, when I want to see that. So I would love to see more activeness. And that would tie into the professionalism. My fourth thing, parish presidents. You are part of the JFF too, because if you're a parish president, you sit on the board of the JFF. So there is at least, 13 or 14, I think Kasafa becomes one with Kingston and St. Andrew, so it might be 13 parish presidents. We need more activity in your parishes. And I mean, I guess less so for Kasafa than the other parishes. And I know that kind of sound away because people kind of don't even really, in Jamaica, there's a little bit of, you know, I don't know, the side eye is kind of given to Kasafa because they have, in previous times, them dominate everything. And the other rural area parishes kind of believe like, yeah, it's like Kasafa run everything and we just follow, you know, and they don't want that anymore. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm trying to, single out Kasafa and say, okay, so Kasafa is good and everybody else bad. But the facts are the facts. Kasafa has been a more active parish association than the others. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? So I would love to see more of the parishes having more development in their things, in their parishes. Like, you can't even know what a parish manifesto sounds like, a parish president manifesto. Do you have any plans to build a stadium in your parish? Do you have any plans to qualify a team to the Premier League if you are living in a parish that doesn't have a Premier League team, like the Portlands and the St. Thomases and the Hanovers of the world? Do you have any plans to qualify a team to the Premier League? And if they were to qualify for the Premier League, do you have a proper facility that home games can be played on, that television, that can be televised? Do you have a proper professional structure? I know that that's more of a club thing, but you can push it. Your influence can help to make that happen. Do you have any parish youth leagues happening? Is there a Hanover under 13 competition, or under 17 competition, or under 21 competition? Like, what is happening in the parishes? It would be nice to hear a state of the parish address. You know what I mean? Like a state of the union. It seemed like from the JFF president, a state of the football union, or a state of the football in union, from the president of the JFF too. He's absent. MIA, JFF president. So I would love to see more from the parish president. And then finally, I would say my resolution for the JFF is I would like to see you raise more funding. Raise more funds. I'm tired of hearing that you don't have any money, JFF. I kind of just wonder if you're doing anything to raise any funds. Because look how many Jamaicans you have that live in the diaspora. That would the amount of diaspora people that I have seen that tune into Jamaica's football, that consume Jamaican football on a daily basis. Do you have an avenue for those people, all of those YouTube people? Look how many of them, hundreds of people on YouTube daily talking about Jamaican football. Do you have an avenue for them to contribute if they wanted to? And if you do have an avenue for them to contribute, how come it's not very visible? Because I don't know about it. I shouldn't have to dig on deep and search. It should be so in our faces. You have an Instagram page. Everybody is on Instagram. How come you don't have a how to donate page? And you look at almost every professional organization in the United States, even if it's a church, you go on a church website, then will have a how to donate on it. Are you a professional organization? So, I mean, I would love to see you be able to raise more funds, because I don't like hearing that you don't have money. Bob Marley said that something, and I don't want to apply this to the JFF because I'm by no means calling you fools. By no means. I want to say that clearly. But he said, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Right? And I'm not ascribing that to you, JFF. I'm just saying there are opportunities for you to raise more money. But you have to put in the work. You have to want to do it. Because the worst thing to hear is say you don't have no money. You can't do X and you can't do Y. You can't pay the players because we never did get the money in time. I'm going to say, you know what I mean? there's a lot where you can do. Jamaica is a big brand worldwide. So if you can't raise money off of such a big brand, it's almost like you having Jamaica and saying you can't make no money off of it. It's like having Coca-Cola and say you can't make no money off of it. Or it's like having Pepsi, you know? Or it's like having Nike or Adidas and say you can't make no money. It's a massive brand. How can you not make money off it? You know what I mean? So I just don't know. Maybe it is that you need a marketing genius. You need somebody who, you know, or like how you go out and hire an overseas coach with a pro license. Maybe that's what you have to do for a marketing manager. Get somebody from overseas who have experience in international marketing, because that's where Jamaica's brand is. It's not local. So maybe if you, and I don't mean no disrespect to anybody local, it would be nice if you could find somebody good who is local. But I kind of think that maybe a marketing person who is locally based might only be able to think locally. Might only be able to think about how things are marketed in Jamaica. Because bear in mind, the way how things are marketed in Jamaica is not necessarily going to carry over into the international market. Maybe you need to partner a local person with an international person. Somebody who have international, global, more than just local, but global experience marketing products. Because we're missing out big time when you go and you look at tobacco wrapping paper or marijuana wrapping paper across the globe. You see them put Bob Marley on it, and them put Jamaica. You know how much ginger beer I see when them put them put Jamaican ginger beer on it, and then when you look where it is made, it's not made in Jamaica. Just the name Jamaica alone, Jamaican ginger beer, because we are known for that. People believe, oh, it's a Jamaican ginger beer, it must be good then. And really the only one we know that's good is the D&G ginger beer. That's the real ginger beer. But people know that the D&G ginger beer is the real good ginger beer. So them not call it D&G, them call it Jamaican ginger beer. It's a joke. You know how much people I've been in I'll just be honest. I was in London recently and I went to a market, and I went into a store and I saw a bunch of Jamaican products. I saw Magnum, I see Red Label wine, I see Jerry and Neville, what else I see Dragon, and some other little things like Busy and Cersei and them thing there. I see that in our store. You know who sell it? Is an Arabic guy selling it. He have everything when you can possibly think about for Jamaica. What is an Arabic guy doing selling Jamaican products? He knows that the Jamaican product they want to sell off. That's why he knows a whole heap of Jamaicans there in London. So why not sell Jamaican products? They might come buy it. The thing is, Jamaica is a global brand. It's not a Caribbean brand or an American brand. It's global. It's in Africa, it's in Europe, it's in the Americas. Everywhere you go. Jamaica Football Federation, you might need to invest in an international marketing director. And that money that you invest in that international marketing director, I guarantee you will make back. The amount of money you're going to make back from investing in an international marketing manager or director is going to pale in comparison to the money that you'll make from getting one. Someone who knows the market, because people are taking our stuff. Look at Red Stripe Beer. Red Stripe Beer is a massive brand now, And I think years ago it was bought up by this Irish company, because they know that the Red Stripe Beer had a global reach because it's a Jamaican beer. And then take it, and now it's even bigger than it used to be. Jamaica is a massive brand. So JFF, when you come and you say you don't have any money, it's like weird to me. You know, so you can even sell the Jamaican scarf. You know, like, for example, when you go to the English Premier League games, them and you see them take off them scarf, and you see the Chelsea, the same scarf for them wear on them neck because they're cold. Them have them Chelsea scarf and them Manchester United scarf and them Arsenal scarf and all of that. You know, so you can make scarves, Jamaica Football Federation scarf too. But you see, if you live in a hot country like Jamaica, you're not even going to be thinking about that. You're not think about that. If you're a local marketing person, you're not thinking about that because you are thinking that Jamaicans not going to buy it. But majority of the stuff that people buy from that have Jamaican brand is Jamaican branded stuff. It's overseas them buy it from, you know. It's the overseas people them buy it, you know. So that's why you need somebody who knows the overseas market and not somebody that only know the local market. And I'm not saying if you have a marketing director that only that you must throw them away. I'm not saying if you have a marketing manager that's local, that only knows the local market, that you must dash them away. But you need to at least at a minimum partner them with an international marketing manager or director. Because it's the thing global now. Jamaica global. You get me? The brand global. And if you really want to make money, you're not going to really make as much money off the local populace as much as you're going to make off the international populace. Because let's be honest, the Jamaicans then that live in Canada and England and the USA and Bermuda and Cayman and Europe, them are going to have more money for spend. They're going to have more money for spend. So them they're the people you need for market to if you want to make more money. Stop saying that you don't have any money. Because after a while it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You keep saying that you don't have any money, then you might end up not having any money. For real. Stop saying that. Say we need more money, but don't say you don't have the money. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy after a while. No more I don't have any money. More I need more money. Money can't too much. So JFF, I would love to see that be, you know, something that happens in 2024 is my New Year's resolution. All right, I'm going to end it here. It's been a long video. You know, I never really thought about how long I wanted it to be, but I just wanted to say everything that's on my mind. So I'm gonna end it right here. Happy New Year to everybody. You know what I mean? I hope you're enjoying your time. I hope, you know, may your dreams come true. You know, may everything that you plan for your future, for you and your family become true, you know, as it is good for your life. Because sometimes the thing that we want for ourselves is not the thing that is necessarily good for us. So I wish you all the best in 2024, and I wish that you have a really good year. And, you know, these are my New Year's resolution for the Reggae Boyz. But for those of you who are watching this and get to this point in the video, thank you for watching. And I hope you have a prosperous and happy New Year. All right. Thank you again for watching. And on your way out, please hit the like button if you haven't done so, as it helps to make the channel grow. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, as that also makes the channel grow. And until next time, take care of yourself. Happy New Year. I'm out.